Hello everyone, welcome to Percussionology. My name is Rob Sullins, where I'll be teaching percussion with students and teachers in mind. Today I'll be jumping right into the Mark Wessels snare drum book. It is the Fresh Approach to Snare Drum. I'll be starting with lesson 5 and I'll be going directly to the coordination exercise. Teaching coordination is extremely important for percussion. A lot of people, when they think coordination, they think maybe the hands with the feet. A lot of this actually is just the hands together. So getting students to be able to do something independently, the right hand with the left hand, is really important and vital to their ability to play drum set in future endeavors. It's also really important to making sure that they have the ability to operate one hand independently of the other hand. If you look at the coordination exercise in lesson 5, it starts in 6/8 time. The very first thing that I do with my students is I actually have them count each line by itself. So if you notice in the exercise, the bottom line starts with a continuous 8th note passage all the way through. So the very first thing I do is I have them touch the repeat that's notated, and then I make sure they understand to go all the way back to the beginning for that repeat. And then what I literally have them do is tap their foot and count all the way through the entire exercise, just saying the numbers. It would go something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, rest. I take the time to do this, even though it's kind of simple, is to make sure that the eyes are tracking the music and that they really understand how the bottom line works independently from the top line. The next thing I'll do is I'll have them go back to the beginning of the line and count just the top line. So I'll have them count the rests out loud, so again that they understand what the foot tap goes with as it relates to the 8th note, and making sure that it is continuous throughout. So it would be something like this: 1, 2, ready, go. 1, rest, rest, 4, rest, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, rest. 1, rest, rest, 4, rest, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, rest. 1, rest, 3, 4, rest, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, rest. I might take it a little bit slower depending on where the class is, but for the most part, I make sure that they can do both of those things independently. The next thing what I'll do is actually have them play just one part with one hand. In this case, what I'm going to have them do is play the bottom line with the right hand in the center of the pad. I might even actually have them take their left hand and put it by their side, but they will foot tap and count out loud while they're doing it. So it'd be something like this: 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, rest. The next thing I'll have them do after that is I'll have them play the left hand, which is the top line, and I'll have them put the stick on the front part of the pad, and they'll count all the numbers out loud, or they can actually count the numbers and the rest. So they could do it something like this: 1, 2, ready, go. 1, rest, rest. 1, rest, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, rest. 1, rest, rest. 4, rest, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, rest. 1, rest, 3, 4, rest, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, rest. The other option is to have them count 8 notes non-stop using numbers only. Sometimes this is a little bit easier for students, and it makes a little bit more sense when you're putting both hands together. So that would be something like this: 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, if you need to go a little bit slower, that's great. Anytime that I'm doing this, I'm trying to emphasize using a full stroke so that the stick is starting in the up position, striking the pad, and then rebounding to an up position, so every single note's nice and smooth. Some pitfalls that you'll sometimes see with this exercise, what we're about to do, is when we put it together, trying to play the notes that are together louder than the other notes. So for the next part of the process, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put hands together. When I have them put hands together for the very first time, what I actually have them now count is any time that the sticks hit together, I'm gonna actually say both. And in this case, every single note is either both or right. There's no independent left hands. So it would be something like this. 1, 2, ready, go. Both, right, right, both, right, right, both, 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 right, right, both, right, right, both, right, right, both, 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 right, right, both, right, both, both, right, right, both, 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 right, right, both, 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 right, both, 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 both. So when I'm trying to do this, I am playing the right stick in the center of the pad and I'm playing the left stick closer to the rim. This gives it a little bit different of a timbre change, and also I try to get them to understand that the bottom line is closer to them, which I would kind of associate with being lower, and the left hand is above on the top line. So we have two different areas that kind of associate with the music a little bit. The next thing I do after that is, after playing it a couple times, is I'll have them play it without counting anything out loud, and it sounds something like this. 1, 2, ready, go. I'm a firm believer that if the students are making mistakes, it's usually because a lot of the technical demands are too challenging, and it needs to be slow enough that they can comprehend and actually think about every single thing that they're doing. So even if the tempo is too fast for what you think it is, for the students, I would go even slower. Even in this exercise, I always go as slow as this. 1, 2, ready, go. Both, right, right, both, right, right, both, 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 right, right. I would take it all the way through the exercise and do that. And the other thing that adds to the coordination is I am doing a foot tap while I'm doing this. So it is kind of a three-way independence. So it's right hand, left hand, and then right foot. If they have the ability to line this up, it's going to be a really good breakthrough, again, for them to be able to do multiple things at the same time. One other thing you can do with the exercise that the students usually really like is changing the timbres and the colors, and that can be as simple as taking one stick and putting it on the pad and putting one stick on the rim. I usually like using the melody line, which is the top line in this case, is the rim, because the rim is a little bit stronger sound, and they can hear that melody line really stick out. That would sound something like this. 1, 2, ready, go. When I'm playing on the rim, what I'm doing is I'm hitting about 1 inch down the taper of the stick from the bead, and I'm playing it on the rim about as if I were to take my sticks and put them in the center of the pad and move them straight forward. I'd be hitting right here on that first inch of the stick. A good measurement that I use is I have students take their knuckle, and I usually put it right bottom of the stick and then make it touch there, and then actually physically put the beads on the edge of the pad and then lift the sticks up from there so they understand where that's supposed to be. We don't want them turning their hands over. We're trying to keep this grip as consistent as possible no matter where we move on the pad. So it's really important. One last little detail is when you're playing this, if you're playing both sticks on the pad at the same time, try to make sure that the students are keeping the volume of the sticks the same. They'll have a tendency to try to play the both hands together notes stronger. Sometimes that looks like this. What I try to tell the students is just keep everything smooth, just like 8 on a hand. So it should look something like this. One last thing that you want to look for is the student should be trying to get good double stops. And the double stop is when both sticks hit the pad at the exact same time. And it actually sounds like one stick instead of getting a flam. An important thing in percussion, and especially when you're moving to drum set, is the student's vertical alignment tends to be off when they're playing something like hi-hat, snare drum, and bass drum. We want to make sure that all 3 of those instruments are hitting exactly at the same time. So if they're able to concentrate and start thinking about things like this, or even here, and they're getting a nice, good, solid vertical alignment with their foot and their hands and the rim, when they do move to instruments like that, they're going to have a much higher level of success and understanding those simple concepts, and it's taught from the very beginning stages of beginner percussion. I hope my comments have been helpful for everybody. Please don't forget to subscribe below. You can also catch me on Instagram and Twitter, and I also have a Facebook group as well. Again, this is Percussionology. My name's Rob Sullins, and hope to see you again soon.